Hey guys, what's going on? It's March the 10th. It's about 9:30 in the morning. It's Thursday. I'm in a service area on I-87 South here in New York. I got to deliver a load tonight at 6 o'clock, so I got some time to kill. So I wanted to do this video because I want you guys to see that what everybody else out here does has a direct impact on you, whether you realize it or not. Now, what I mean by that is I have two instances of trailer issues. Now, I want to show you this first clip, okay? So take a look at this first one, and then I'm going to come back and then I'll tell you what I ended up having to do to get out of that situation. So check this out. Show you guys this. You see this right here? I don't know if you see it with the glare. My tire is right on that trailer. Whoever the asshole is that dropped this trailer, it's way too low. I haven't even dumped the air out of my bags yet, but that is way too low. It's common courtesy, man. When you drop a trailer, and then you pull out from it, you know what I mean? When you pull forward, check your clearance. Make sure that you don't have this problem, because I'm going to have to crank the shit out of this thing to get under it. So let me drop my bags and we'll see how much of a difference that makes. Okay, this is after I let the air out of my suspension. What did I get? Maybe a ½ inch? I'm going to have to crank this trailer up. Whoever dropped this trailer is an asshole. They dropped it too low and just didn't care. So I got to crank this thing up so we can get under it. Hold on. So the reason that I didn't film anymore after that was because the whole thing just became a nightmare. What I ended up having to do was find a great big piece of wood, and I put it underneath the frame rails on the back of the truck, dropped my suspension, backed up so that wood was underneath the apron, reinflated the airbags to try to pick up the apron to lift up the trailer. Well, I did that, and that still wasn't enough to get under it. So what I ended up doing was I left that board across the frame rails and I kept backing up. And what that did was it picked it up just enough to where I could get the bottom forks of the fifth wheel up underneath the apron. So I stopped right there. Before I backed up any further, I took that board out and I put it underneath the legs of the landing gear on the trailer. And what that did was that held the trailer up enough for me to be able to pull forward, realign myself, and then back up and then use the fifth wheel to pick the trailer up to connect. Now, there was two big issues with that. One was there was huge holes in the ground that the landing gear were sunk into. So that was the first problem. But the second problem is that the guy that dropped that trailer, when he cranked that landing gear down, it was about 7-8 inches off the ground. So he knew before he ever pulled out from underneath that trailer, he knew that it was going to be an issue right off the bat. So what he did was he disconnected, didn't think twice about it, because he figured, you know what, I'm picking up a trailer, it's not going to be my problem, and he left it there. And I'm the one that had to deal with it. It took me 2 hours to hook that trailer. So that's what I'm saying. Just don't ever take for granted the fact that somebody did the right thing before you. Always check things. And as soon as I backed up to that thing, I could see it in the mirror that the tire was hitting the trailer. I knew right away it was just going to be nothing but a freaking problem. So that's the first example. So let's take a look at another example that I ran into yesterday of a trailer that was up too high. Hey you guys, I want to show you this. Okay, look how far underneath this trailer I am. I got almost my second set of axles underneath this trailer, and look at this. Can you see how, look at the gap. This trailer is up way too high. If I try to hook this trailer, it'll hook, but it's not going to be secure. So we have to crank this trailer down. This is a prime example of when you back underneath the trailer, you want to stop before you hit that pin. Get out and look. A clear sign that this is going to happen is when you back up underneath this thing and you don't feel a bump as soon as your fifth wheel hits that trailer. So let's go ahead and crank this thing down and I'll show you what it should look like. Okay, let me just show you what we have to do here. Basically, all we have to do is we have to crank the landing gear down. So if you get a trailer that's too high, now this one's empty, so it's not bad, but if it's loaded, obviously you put it in low gear. Okay, what you want to do is you want to retract your landing gear, okay? Or, I'm sorry, you want to extend your landing gear. So here's what you want to do. No, damn it, you want to retract it because you want to pull it up to lower your trailer down. So here's what you do. You just crank this thing until you see your gear are off the ground, okay? Then go back and extend your gear. Just keep cranking it. It's really loose. Once you start to feel the handle get tight, you know that the gear are on the ground, okay? Let's just stop right there. And now if you go back and you look at your clearance, now you see you have a good, you have no gap between your fifth wheel and your trailer apron. That's what you should see. And then you just be lined up with your kingpin, and then you back under and connect. So I just want to show you guys that, because don't take for granted that the asshole before you who dropped the trailer did it the right way. Always check, because you do not want a high hook. And by high hook, for those of you that don't know, that basically means if you back under and your kingpin ends up on the front side of your fifth wheel, because that is a mother to deal with. So you don't want to do that. So let me hook up to this trailer and then get back in the truck. All right, now that clip that you saw there, I apologize for the confusion. I was trying to think ahead. So to clear it up, what you would do is, if you have a trailer that's too high, you want to retract your landing gear, meaning you want your landing gear to come up off the ground, and that'll lower the front of your trailer down onto your fifth wheel. But I kept thinking ahead of what I was trying to tell you, and everything just got all confusing. So that's what you want to do in that situation. And, you know, again, you don't ever want to assume that the guy before you did the right thing. Always look at the stuff. Don't just back under something and assume everything's good. And, you know, and on the flip side, when you drop a trailer, just be courteous, man. Because that guy that left that trailer that was too low for me, that cost me 2.5 hours. And it was just a nightmare. And, you know, that's something that should have never happened. So, again, don't take things for granted. You know, don't assume that the guy before you did the right thing, because most guys don't care. They just figure, hey, you know what? I'm dropping it. I'm getting my trailer and I'm leaving. So, but anyway, I just wanted to put that out there for everybody. Hopefully you guys learned something from that. And real quick, I just want to throw a shout out to another fellow YouTuber here. I should say a fellow couple YouTubers. Their channel name is called TheCraftyTrucker. And they're expediters. They work for Panther. And as far as I know, Panther used to be strictly husband and wife. Maybe that's different now, but I could have swore that years ago that's how they were. But they could probably elaborate on that. But at any rate, their channel name is TheCraftyTrucker. They're really cool people. They put out really awesome and informative videos. So it kind of shows you a different look at another aspect of trucking, not just 18-wheelers. So they have a real good video about securing freight, and they just did one not too long ago about finding Wi-Fi and internet out here on the road, which is a really good idea. So check them out. I'll put the link to the description. Damn it, I can't even talk. I'll put their link to their channel in the description box below, and I should have an update on some things coming up here within the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that. So I guess that's it for now. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but I apologize if it's really long. So if you stuck through it, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And I guess that's about it. So as always, any questions, feel free to email me, helpwithtrucking@hotmail.com. If you want to leave a comment down below, that's fine too. And so I guess that's it. Check out the Crafty Trucker. And until next time, everybody be good, be smart, and be safe. And I'll see you down the road later on.